Thank you so much. Good morning, everybody. Normally, this is pretty weird for me. I should not be on stage. Really, what you'd be seeing, I'm used to this stage, but not used to this stage. Normally, you'd see like Buzz or Woody or like Mr. Incredible or Dory or Carl from Up or Flick from Bug's Life. That's who should be on stage. I'm an animator, actually, at Pixar Animation Studios over in Emeryville. And so in some ways, I feel comfortable being on the stage, but kind of behind my computer. And so it's kind of weird for me to actually be on the microphone and address, a crowd this directly. So why am I not over in Emeryville animating on a movie right now, right? I got a lot of work to do. Well, I'm going to explain that, but I'm going to come to that later. But for now, I want to acknowledge some of our special guests this morning. So first off, I have some flashcards, so bear with me. I don't want to mess up on anybody's name. Oh, okay, great. So first off, I want to acknowledge the Asian Art Museum director, Jay Xu. I also call him, I don't know, for some reason, I always, when I think of Jay Xu, I don't know, for some reason I think AKA Dr. J. I don't know if he's good at basketball. Maybe he is. Maybe he was Dr. J in another life. But either way, he's like large and in charge and like the master of the universe and master of the museum here. And also, this is like completely surreal. I never thought I would have this opportunity to introduce our distinguished mayor of San Francisco, Mayor Ed Lee. Oh my God, I just got to introduce the mayor. Dude, the mayor's here, all right? Come on, that's awesome. All right, so we also have a bunch of other special guests today. So I would like to also introduce David Chu, President of Board of Supervisors. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. As well as, we have a bunch of supervisors. The mayor doesn't come alone, okay? He has a posse. Supervisor Carmen Chu is with us today, too. We're also lucky enough to have Supervisor Mark Farrell as well today. Oh no, maybe he's having a pastry or something. Or, there's a lot of traffic between here and, City Hall, so who knows? It's a big commute. That's my bad joke. I know I shouldn't have said that. We also have, hopefully, Supervisor Eric Marr with us this morning. Thank you. You know what? All the supervisors are sitting together. It's a giveaway here. We also are lucky enough to have Charlotte Schultz, Chief of Protocol for the City of San Francisco, with us this morning. Yay! Good morning. And last but not least, we also have Tony Sun, Chair of the Asian Art Commission and Asian Art Museum Foundation. Thank you. And let's see, I want to make sure. Yeah, I think we're going to come to some of the other guests in just a moment. So let's get started this morning. Luckily, I'm going to get off the stage and I'm going to hand over things to Jay Xu, the director, and he's going to tell us a little bit more about why we're all here today. Jay?
Yeah, thank you, Sanjay.
Of course.
Am I on? Good, terrific. Sanjay is the artist, so he should do the whole thing. So someone need to hand me the remote. Yeah, good, terrific. Brand implementation is a journey. And the Asian Art Museum embarks on a new journey to reinvent ourselves, to engage a broad audience. So the audience and the broad audience is very much at the core of what we do here and who we are. And why now, you may ask? And as we know, Asia's world influence grows, so does the importance of understanding its culture. To come to think of it, more than half of the global population lives in Asia. And to look at our very own San Francisco Bay Area, our hometown, 1/3 of the population are of Asian descent. Also, a challenging economy offers the opportunity to stand out by being bold, by taking calculated risk. We want to enhance our value to our public, want to enhance our service, to increase our impact, in doing so, increase our relevancy. And also, a successful restructuring of our long-term debt that took place early this year has put the museum back on sound financial footing. And on this particular note, I would like to thank once again our city leaders for leading the effort and working with our museum team in finding a very strong solutions. And today, I'm particularly happy to say that right now, in this moment of San Francisco history, we have an Asian mayor, the Asian president, board supervisor, and the Asian director of the committee of the budget and finance. So everything is in good ingredients, right? Terrific. And any successful brand always starts with a vision, a strong vision, and we do have a vision. Our Asian Art Museum's vision is, with Asia as our lens and art as our cornerstone, we spark connections across cultures and through time. So in other words, Asia is our focus, but our purview is global. And the one single most important word in our vision is connections, making connections. And we particularly explore connections in two dimensions. One is to connect cultures within Asia and also connect the cultures globally, Asia and the rest of the world. The other dimension is connecting the past with present and future. In other words, connecting the art made in historic times to the contemporary art that made it today, to connect art to life. So for our visitors, we translate our vision into our brand promise, which very succinctly, I want all of you to be able to remember it when you leave this building. One part is awaken the past. The past is never static. Past full of potentials for new discovery, new knowledge. So we want, through our exhibitions, through our collections, through our programs, to awaken the past, to unlock the great potentials of the past, to find a new perspective, to look at the past from today's perspective, with today's needs, with today's questions, so that we can learn more from the past, awaken the past. In doing so, we want to inspire the creativity through our programs, our exhibitions, our collection, the creativity that exists within every one of us, and to create new conversations, new questions, and new artistic creations. So awaken the past, inspire the next. Or even we want to shorten it further, awaken and inspire. In doing so, our museum, we want to appeal to both art lovers and art newbies. In other words, Asian Art Museum is for all people. No matter where you come from, no matter whether you're local or you're from far away, no matter where your interest is in Asia or your interest is elsewhere in the world, I think everybody has a connection with Asia, and we want to make this connection and make this discovery. So let me just give you one example how we have started to implement our brand and to realize our brand promise for our visitors. Across the hall and also in Loggia, you will see an exhibition of exquisite Korean ceramics dating from the 15th and 16th centuries. As always, we display our works of art in utmost beautiful manners, so that our visitors can enjoy the beauty and the styles of those almost timeless pieces. But at the same time, for the first time in our museum history, we built a new contemporary dimension to this exhibition. Our curator has included works from several contemporary Korean art curators, ranging from photography to installation made of shots, to the surprising media that some of you may or may not realize. All the pieces in the picture on your right are made of soap. All these media are impermanent. Soap particularly is fundamentally a liquid form. So this really conjures a question. What is the sense of permanency? What is the sense of something supposed to be last for a long time, yet made in impermanent medium? So looking at the contemporary art really enable us to reflect on the timeless pieces of the 15th and 16th century with new questions, new perspective. Likewise, looking at those contemporary art in the context of the traditional art, those marvelous timeless pieces, that we can ask the question how the artists today were inspired by the tradition. What kind of issues they want to address through their artistic medium. So in other words, awaken and inspire. So we will do a lot more along this line. So in doing so, our focus has started to shift from art object focus to art experience centered on art objects. Art objects is always at the very core of who we are. But we want to create a new experience, engage experience that enable us to connect art to life, connecting art to every one of us individual needs in the life. So the branding is really about transforming the whole institution, how we do our business, but most importantly, how we serve our visitors, how we enhance our value, how we create a new experience, how we engage our visitors to have their individualized experiences. One part of our brand identity, of course, is our visual identity. So we want our visual identity to be able to reflect the spirit of our brand promise, particularly 3 qualities we want our visual identity to be able to convey. One, that our brand offers a new perspective. Second, that we are bold and confident. The third, Asian Art Museum invites all to engage. In other words, as I said earlier, the Asian Art Museum is for all people. So offers a new perspective, is bold and confident, invites all to engage. So finally it's time to unveiling our new visual identity and to ask you if you think we can deliver on these 3 qualities. So may I invite Mayor and our board chair, Tony, to join me to cut ribbons. Mr. Mayor, this way, please.
Okay, wow, it's time. So as these kind folks get into place, I'm going to count down from 3. So I'm going to do 3, 2, 1, and then we're all going to say Asian all together. So people with the scissors, please get ready your scissors. And I'm going to begin my countdown now. 3, 2, 1, Asian. Wow.
Yes, thank you. Now that our mayor and our board chair has helped to give birth to this new A mark, may I invite 2 of them to share some pictures with us? Yeah, please. Terrific, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now,
Taken.
yes, sure. Let me repeat once again the 3 qualities we want our visual identity to convey: a new perspective, bold and confident, and the Asian Art Museum invites all to engage. As you know, some of you may know, this inverted A mark actually is rooted from a mathematical sign called universal quantifier. In mathematics, it means for all. This is what the A mark means. So we want our A mark to deliver on these qualities. We want to promise to our audience that this museum here to engage you. We want to awaken and inspire. Let me just show you a few examples that how we may use this A mark. For example, in our window treatment, actually I think when you're on the way out, you may find them. Welcome all. And then in our new visitor's guide and new membership material, new look, new vibe, and you can take us with you. And also out and about. I feel very strongly about this mark because it's very versatile. You can crop it in any way you want. You can superimpose on it images from diverse cultures, with Asian or not Asian, as long as with connections with what we do, that we can use this A mark in a very versatile way. And I could even imagine commission artists and our San Francisco artists to do a rendition of our A mark as a sculpture. So endless possibilities. So and before I invite our mayor to give our audience share his thoughts, may I also invite our supervisors and Charlotte to share some pictures with me, please. Tony, Akiko, if you come to, yeah, please, yeah. Yeah, please.
Where's the makeup artist?
You don't need any.
I would say, where's the artist? Makeup.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, we do the A sign. I do it. Oh, this it's a love sign.
There. No, it's going to be me.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Mr. Mayor, thank you. Yeah, please.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Asian. And I want to thank all of the supervisors, my posse, for being here. And Sanjay, thank you very much for that introduction. And I also want to give a special thanks to Ms. Tony-san and Akiko Yamasaki for your leadership here as well. I also want to recognize, I saw PJ. PJ's here from our Arts Commission as well, yes. And I want to thank him for being here too. You know, we're a very special city, of course. As you know, Charlotte and I have been working together for the last 8 months and celebrating this wonderful diversity of the city as we welcome in so many international visitors that come here. And literally in every opportunity that we have, we market, actually, but we also say, if you want a great experience, go to the Asian and see what we have, because it's one of the few cities, if not the only city, to have its own Asian art museum. That's a wonderful reflection of our city's commitment to not only the history of the population and the growth and the ties to all the Far East, but it also honors the diverse arts that we have in the city. And so many museums are looking at how they can contribute to not only the residents here, but what I think the Asian is really on its course to do, and it's something that I know Charlotte and I talk a lot about. That is promoting our international status and making sure that we have an Asian art museum that appeals to the kids in the Tenderloin, to the kids all over the city, to the wonderful families that we have here, but then also to be special to our international visitors as well. And I think, Jay, you're on our way to really creating a very big audience here with this rebranding of it. And as you know, this rebranding comes right after a very big decision that we made to really support our Asian. As you know, last year, there was, of course, financial challenges that occurred all over the world, worldwide economic challenges. And if the old models of how you depended upon certain bonds were going to be of challenge, well, they, of course, became a challenge to our museum as well. And so we got together as a city, the Board of Supervisors with the leadership of David Chu and Eric Marr and Carmen Chu, all got together with the Board of Directors. And of course, a big thanks to our Controller, Ben Rosenfield, who helped us all figure out with the Mayor's Office how we could put together a real stage of financial support and strength to make sure that our Asian could move forward. And by golly, they responded, not only with an agreement going forward, but then this very idea of branding comes out of a number of ideas of how the Asian can make sure that it's appealing to an even broader audience and making sure that its wealth, its richness, not only in displays, but as you know, we have a lovely room like this for actual performances that are consistent with the Asian culture. And then if you know that every year some 20,000 kids for free get invited to come through these halls and learn and see the exhibits that come here. And I'm very excited about even the next exhibit. I know the Bali exhibit that's about to show here, it's going to have international flavor to it. So with this opening, with this brand name, I want to thank the Board of Directors, thank the foundation, Thank Jay Shu and your wonderful staff in working with the city. Thank our Board of Supervisors and Charlotte and the Arts Commission and our controller for coming together at this time, for allowing our Asian to given a bigger appeal to an international audience. And I think you're going to find this brand not only on the windowsills of this grand hallway in this building, a building that I have been familiar with even in my days as the DPW director. I used to go through stacks of books here when it was the public library, but to see this as part of a great contribution to the revitalization of our whole civic center, and then to be an international destination for so many visitors that come here to our city. I want to thank the museum and thank the Asian for really allowing us to join you in this rebranding and to make sure that we are on our way to inviting a greater audience to experience all of the wonderful cultural things this has to offer. Thank you very much, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor. I got to get my spot. Ooh. Thanks, Tim. Yeah, that was fantastic. I was just thinking I need to update my Facebook. I got to tweet this great logo. I mean, check that out. That is awesome. And who knows, maybe I need to get a lower back tattoo. Maybe not, but it's beautiful. So thank you, and it's such a wonderful day to show this off. I forgot to mention one name, of course, and I'm not perfect at this. Mr. Mayor, he's really good, and I kind of stink. So so my apologies, but let me please acknowledge as well Steve Cava, Chief of Staff. Gosh, thank you so much for being here. I also want to acknowledge two really exciting guests that I didn't get to acknowledge earlier. And you know, there's been so many people who are like, oh, did you mention Akiko? Did you mention Akiko? Oh God, I didn't mention Akiko. So I'm definitely gonna mention Akiko, she's next. So Akiko Yamazaki, we're so excited to have you here. She's the president of the Asian Art Museum Foundation. I said president, people, whoa. Thank you so much for being here. We also have in our midst Nick O'Flaherty, he's the strategy director of Wolf Olins. Holy WTF, okay? Wolf Olins, people. Wolf Olins are the people that made the freaking Olympics, okay? They designed the Olympics. You're like, who designs the Olympics? He's like an Olympian designer, okay? So Nick, Akiko, please come up and tell us a little bit more about what your involvement was. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Speaking of presidents, apparently my daughter thinks that I am the president of Asia. So I am quite a friend of hers came up to me and said, are you the president of Asia? So apparently I do hold a very important title here. Anyhow, I wanted to tell you that this branding project has actually been in the making since 2007. So it's been a long pregnancy, but it's so great to see this baby unveiled today. It started as part of our strategic directions plan, and we, of course, in 2008, with the arrival of Jay, started developing a new vision, which he shared with us. And the branding project has really been instrumental for us to not only define how we want to present ourselves externally, but also how we want to have a common value internally. What is our common value as an organization? So it's really helped us both externally and internally. And the board has been very active through the marketing committee in being part of the process, of obviously with the staff and with the leadership of Nick in defining the scale of the project, in raising the necessary funds for it, and also in key decision-making points such as the visual logo, which you see here today. I have to share a little story about the logo. After the meeting, when I came home and I had a bunch of different ideas that we had been discussing about at home, Jerry said to me, well, you know, do you realize this is the symbol in math for all? And apparently he was the only one who had been paying attention in math class. And I said, is that true? And it just felt like this was the right. That's when the coin really it hit the mark, and we thought this is really the right logo for us. So today I want to re-invite everybody to our new Asian, our new self. which we promise to be all-inclusive and offer you something to be awakened and inspired about. So with that, Nick.
Thanks, Akiko. So first off, it's been a real pleasure and privilege to work with the museum with such a clear vision and bold ambition. It's sort of a dream client situation for a company like Wolf Olins to work with the Asian Art Museum. The journey started in January last year, where we did extensive research with the museum. Everything from analyzing the visitor journey to understanding macro and museum trends. We did ethnographic research with visitors. Lots of research, lots of insights, but really a key foundational insight is that visitors want to connect more viscerally with museums and the art within them. And they're looking for museums to provide a platform for discussion, for interaction, for discussion, even as an outlet for their sort of their creative endeavors. But some of the challenges that face museums like the Asian is that the subject matter is just a little more difficult for people in the US. So the Asian has to work harder to provide more context, almost throwing out lifelines to visitors so they can connect with the art, they can connect with the subject matter and interact with it and have this platform that they crave. And that's really what the brand idea was designed to do. Because once a visitor connects with the content here, it's a lifelong experience. It's really, the depth of the offer of the museum is such that it really is a lifelong learning experience and pretty amazing and really powerful. So really at the end of the day, it's about moving from pure preservation of art to provocation, if you like. So provoking dialogue and discussion and new art and new thinking. And it's come to life as a visual identity, which we're very excited about. But more so, what we're more excited about is the experience that it's going to bring about and how the brand will inform the visitor experience. So, thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Akiko. Wow. I just put down Akiko as like the president of art, but who knew she was the president of like more than art? That's amazing. You're like rad. And Mr. Nick, you stressed me out. You're like, he used math to like make a logo, and then he's tall, and he's got that friggin' British accent, man. You intimidate me, all right? Dang you. So, wow, thank you so much for sharing all that. You're smart. People like you stress me out. So without further ado, I want to re-invite Jay, our director, to explain some of our upcoming exhibitions. And dude, I challenge all you guys, next time you're in the shower, soap ceramics, okay? Just leaving you with that, Jay.
Terrific.
Thank you.
And Amon, great. And just to follow Akiko's interesting example, before I provide you with a sneak preview of upcoming exhibitions, you know, art and science is always together. To come to think of Da Vinci, he's not only a first-rate artist, but also he's an ingenious scientist, right? So, you know, we are right in the Silicon Valley. And part of my job is to engage leaders in the Silicon Valley. So sometimes when I speak to them, I say, when you have the first-rate product, how do you describe it? What do you say about this? Of course, there are several phrases you could use, but one of which is it's a state of art. So when you reach such a quality, you run out of expression, but you have to use the word art to describe the utmost excellence of what you do. And this is what we are about here. This is what we want to offer, the experience to our visitors. So let me give you two more examples of upcoming exhibitions to illustrate how we further implement our brand. That's brand implementation starting from today, but it's a journey that will take years. We want to implement our brand by stages. We want to constantly work on improving the service and the visitor's experience. One exhibition that is about to open is called Maharaja, The Splendors of Indians' Royal Courts, later in October. And this show will showcase 300 years of wonders of Indian art and cultures. As we always do, the exhibition will have world-class objects, such as a large silver sedan on your left. The sedan actually is so big that it cannot go through our front door. So yesterday, we had to take out the glass wall on the back of the museum and to move the crate inside. It sits on the first floor, so on the way out, you may want to take a peek at our corner towards the back to see if it's uncrated or not. Because to protect the work of art, you have to let the crate sit for 24 hours, so acclimatize before you can unveil it. But this tells you the caliber of the object in the show. On the right is a wonderful piece of jewelry, a turban ornament, and the show includes objects from multimedia, including, for example, the largest piece of Cartier jewels ever. And also, it includes paintings, sculptures, furnitures, tremendous collection of works of art. So as always, our visitors can enjoy the excellence of individual works of art, enjoy their style, iconography on their individual basis. But this time, what we want to do differently is to add a new dimension. We want to call out those stories. We want to make objects to talk about themselves, to work together, to tell us what makes a Maharaja. How Maharaja conducted his public life. You know, Maharaja, Maha means big, great. Raja means king. So the Maharaja literally means great king. And how Maharaja lived his private life. And how Maharaja performed his religious duties. And how Maharaja negotiated power with his rivals. And this last point, right, negotiate power with his rivals, is to have all the contemporary resonance of it. So art and the politics is always in marriage, in this case too. So we want to offer our visitors multiple choices. You could enjoy the work of art on its own individual basis, focus on its artistic excellence, artistic quality, stylistic evolution, iconography, but also, if you like, there are all those stories at your disposal. You can learn, and you can make a journey of self-discovery. And another is Maharaja has inspired contemporary artists. So we have engaged a nerdy contemporary artist, none other than Sanjay Patel. And you know why he's here now, right? Is there a semblance between these two? I think quintessentially the quality is rather there.
Where's my bike lock?
And what we did is that we give him a book, the catalog of the exhibition, showcasing the wonderful works of art included in the show. For example, this one, a monumental size, life-size portrait of a real Maharaja dates from the 18th centuries. So Sanjay looked at this, studied this, he really fell in love with this picture as well as many other objects in the show, and he came up with his fresh rendition interpretation of what a Maharaja is. This is only a detail of his creation. So he not only created fresh work of art, inspired by the works from the 300 years in the past of the Indian art and culture, but also through his lens, we can enjoy new perspective looking at these timeless treasures. And also, we can use his work as a way to encourage all kinds of visitors come to visit the museum. So we have utilized his works of art as also our wayfinding signs, our membership signs, and as our, for example, a wayfinding right there. This is a very strategic corner in the Fulton and Hyde. So any people coming out of bus station, Muni Station, cross the United Nations Square, you will come to this corner. We want to improve the wayfinding in Civic Center, in our museum, to enable our visitors have a better time to find where the show is. And this is Sanjay's work. This work, you may not see all the detail, it shows you a royal procession. The one way to express your royal authority is procession. Like today, we express our community powers through parade or demonstration, right? We do that too. So royal procession always go in one direction, and this helps you to guide where the Asian Art Museum is. As you know, we live in a historical district, and we want to be very respectful of the historical integrity of the building and the area, but also we are here to improve service to our public, improve the wayfinding, improve the ambiance of this area. Then inside the museum, we want to, our visitors, once they step inside the museum, our public area, before even entering to exhibition, you will be able to envelope in the evocative environment of Maharaja and art. And this is the sketches, some of the sketches of Sanjay's work. And in this picture, actually, is a Photoshop. So they're not quite there yet. Sanjay will make them there. And also, again, wayfinding processions. And beyond Maharaja exhibition, in the next spring, we present exhibition that our museum will have been doing for the first time in our history. For the first time in our history, we will generate a self-organized, major-scale contemporary art exhibition called Phantoms of Asia, Contemporary Awakens the Past. So the subtitle of this exhibition literally captures one dimension of our vision, which is make connection between the past, present, and the future. But we want to craft a contemporary art program with our own unique characteristics. And that is our tremendous collection from historic times. But to come to think of it, when art was made, it was always contemporary. So we need to look at those art not only from the time of their making, but also from today's perspective, and make a connection between them and the art being made today. For example, this is one possible work of art. They will be permeated through our public space when the exhibition comes in May, and we'll juxtapose these contemporary works of art with the masterpieces from our own permanent collection, whether they're made 100 years ago or made 2,000 years ago. And another difference this exhibition will make is not only to help us to create a sub-brand, if you will, about our contemporary projects that's always focusing on making the connection between the art of the past and the art of today. The second uniqueness about this exhibition that it will not only be presented in the first floor special exhibition gallery, it will be presented also in our second and the third floor collection gallery. In other words, the whole building is at the disposal of our visitors to engage them, to enable them to have experience, making a very concrete, active dialogue between the art of the past and between the art of today and looking at the future. So let me now invite our Associate Curator of South Asian Art, Dr. Kwama Adamji, to tell us about further detail about Maharaja, and Sanjay Patel, of course, to tell us about his understanding of this project and his inspiration and creation.
Thank you, Jay.
Thank you, Jay.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
Sure.
We've already heard about the Maharaja exhibition and seen a little bit of Sanjay's participation in it. But how do these two elements really connect with each other is something that we've tried to explore further and talk about a little. I've been interested in Sanjay's work for some time now, not as much for the art itself as for the process, because he, like many generations of artists before him, have been bringing stories of the past and subject matter from the past back to life through their own art and making them into relevant for their own generation by using their unique artistic styles. And that's what attracted my attention towards Sanjay. And what started out as a project to activate the exterior of the building became something completely different. It took on its own life because when Sanjay came back to us with a body of work for what was supposed to be a simple exterior project, we were completely blown away.
That's really kind of you, Kumar. So first off, she is the real smart one, and she should know better than to pick like a dummy like me. But thank you, Kumar, for A, recognizing my work, and B, inviting me to participate in with the museum. So before I go into that, I gotta like segue here for a second. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but there's like one cool distinction with the Maharaja. I don't want to give away too much, but like if you do notice, all paintings of the Maharaja has like an awesome stash. You know what I'm talking about, like a sweet mustache. And I feel like that's a sign of a king. And I've noticed that there's not a lot of people here with mustaches, except one. Maybe there's more, but I didn't notice one. I'm the one particular person. I think Mr. Mayor has an awesome mustache, and I think that's a great sign of his kingliness. So, yeah, so Kumar called me up, and it was really exciting. And, you know, you hear this sort of awaken and inspire, and I'm like a cynical dude. I'm like, whatever, man. That's like the corporate man telling me something. The fact is that they were already doing awaken and inspire. That's the truth of the matter. And the fact that Nick and this team got behind that idea, it just speaks to the fact that the Asian was already doing this great work. That is, Gummer already picked up on the fact that I was telling the stories from my sort of roots. And when I got Gummer's email, man, was I woken up, okay? That was like an email like none other. She's like, hey, do you want to come by and like do something to like the exterior of the museum? I'm like, WTF, yes, I'll totally do it. That's the inspire part, the WTF, hell yes. So I was awoken and inspired thanks to this one. I'll blame you. So once I got the email and once I got the sort of assignment and I started digging into the sort of the background of the Maharaja, and man, oh man, did I go down the rabbit hole. You know, I feel like I'm a pro. I've been sort of doing, you know, professional art for a long time now at Pixar. And it's like the one no-no is you don't go off by yourself and start doing something and finish something. That's like a total no-no, okay? That's what students do. And so typically how we work at Pixar is like you show something, you know, you show your early sketches, you show your progression, you show it all the time to the director, or in this case, to Gummer and her team. And of course, me being like a super like, I don't know, like idiot, I like totally got obsessed and like I went down the rabbit hole, I worked through my birthday, I was like, forget all my friends, I didn't update my Facebook, and I just worked, okay? And like I worked for about a month. Luckily, Gummer and I were smart enough to like set a deadline. And in about a month, I showed her exactly what I had. And at that point, I had like a 2-hour presentation. Before I showed it to these guys, I showed it to my friends at Pixar, and they're like, dude, whoa, whoa, whoa. You need to get some fresh air here. And we have a term at Pixar, we call it spanking. And so they're like, we got to spank this presentation. I'm like, all right. And spanking means like we got to discipline it, we got to trim it down, we got to like, you know, get rid of all the excess fat. And so we actually got it down to a really manageable size. I brought her into the museum. I was like nervous, and like I showed it to these guys, and you know what? Apparently it didn't suck. Yay. Happy Pixar ending, right? Yay. But it doesn't end there. Apparently there was some more good news in store, but I'm going to let Gummer explain that.
The exterior project quickly became something bigger than that, and it became a second phone call, which was about, would you like to do a collaborative project where your work is in dialogue and in the same space as amazing works from our collection? And that led to another project that we are working on. It will open after Maharaja on the museum's second floor gallery. And here's a preview of what it will look like.
That is cool, okay? I don't care if anybody else doesn't like it. That's the inside of my mind, okay? It's like a Sanrio store and like a South Asian like bazaar, I don't know, and like the Asian Art Museum all smashed together. I'm like so happy with this room. I hope you guys all come back to check it out. We came up with a really fun title as well, because I'm kind of an idiot. And luckily the museum is very smart and serious, so we've come up with Deities, Demons, and Dudes with Stashes. Indian Avatars by Sanjay Patel. So please come back and check it out. It's going to be, I think the exhibition opens November 11th, so you definitely want to come back and check it out. So I have one more surprise today. Focus, people, I know you want to check out the show, but I got one more surprise up my sleeve. So Jay, he put me up to some like no good work, and I'm like a little bit nervous about this. Jay was like, hey Sanjay, we want you to, I'm going to give you permission to put your mark on the Asian. I'm like, oh my God, what the heck does that mean? So I'm like all stressing out, and I think I know what I want to do, but I don't want to get arrested because, you know, this is like the city, and like graffiti's not cool, but I don't know, I'm going to try something, so hopefully you guys bear with me. I'm going to invite everybody else to sort of come up and put their mark on the Asian as well, but I'm going to sort of kick us off first, okay? So just give me a second. Don't arrest me. Nick, I'm sorry, I'm going to soil this. No pressure. So let's see. I'm a big fan of stashes, so I'm going to start with a beautiful stash. Yeah. So while I do this, I want to invite...
Oh my goodness, wonderful.
I know, just stick around. It's going to get there. How about that? It's getting there. So come on, Jay, Nick, Mayor, Mr. Mayor, if you're still here, commissioners, please come up and join me, and please put your mark on the Asian. Akiko, Tony, please join us, and please put your mark on the Asian, because
how is that possible?
No, you can top this. You can top this. Please,
Okay.
please come up. Please come up and put your mark on the Asian. Lots of pens.
Thank you should put your name on it too.
I will.